Anybody want this knife? I'm going to give it away. Good morning. Welcome to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you very much. In this video, we're going to talk about a giveaway. I'm at about 438 subscribers right now, and when we hit 500, there will be a giveaway. So stay tuned. We'll let you know what the prize will be. Anyway, today's video is a little different. I'm going to share with you a little bit of my family history. My grandfather, that I never met, he passed away just before I was born, was a blacksmith. My grandfather and grandmother had 16 children and just a small family, and my father was around the middle of the pack. Like I say, he was a blacksmith. He had his own little blacksmith shop and had a little grocery store also where they lived. And my father did a lot of work in the blacksmith shop along with his father, and when he got older, he became a millwright mechanic, and he worked with metal, and he built a lot of different stuff over the years. And when I was around 16, 17, he decided he wanted to build some knives for all of my brothers and sister, and so he gave us this knife that he built. So he gave me this when I was 16 or 17. It's a knife. It's made out of a chipper blade from a pulp mill, and there's leather for the handle, brass for the ends, and it's a really nice feeling knife. That inspired me a little bit, and when I was 17, I built a knife. This is the knife I built when I was 17 years old. This one's been around the block a little bit. Used it hunting, and I use it in the kitchen a lot. The leather's faded a little bit. I think that's from putting it in the dishwasher to wash. But again, it's a nice little knife. And after I was married, I built one for my father-in-law. And this is the one we did for my father-in-law. Same technique. The chipper blade, the leather, a little bit of brass in between, and the brass on the ends. Now these are 30 years old, 35 years old roughly, and the brass is tarnished a little bit. They could be polished up. Anyway, that's how they worked out quite well, and they hold up quite well. Like I said, these are not forged, but they are made of chipper blade, and the metal is very well, and it holds a really good edge once you sharpen them. We've been using them for years. My father's built multiple knives over the years, different types, and skinning knives for hunting and trapping and all sorts of stuff. So when you think about making knives, everybody probably thinks of the show Forged in Fire, and a lot of knives are made with forging. And myself and one of my sons want to start doing some forging and do a little bit of blacksmithing, and we're setting up. We've got a small little forge, and I'm getting ready to build a power hammer. But these knives are made by stock removal, so it's a little bit different process than forging. So the blade, the steel is good. It's got a really high carbon, and it holds a really good edge. So we don't need to heat treat it when it's done. It's a real good blade for that. So we're just going to do stock removal with these, shape our blade and make them. So I'm going to bring you along, and I'm going to make a knife and bring you along with that process. And I hope you enjoy. All right, we're in the shop. Here's a piece of metal that I got out of my father's toolbox after he passed. So this is what we're going to make the blade out of. And when we made those blades 30 years ago, that's what we used. Basically a mini grinder. That's all we had. I'm going to be spoiled and I'm going to use a sander that I bought. So this is a 2x72 belt sander, and it's pretty much specifically made for knife work. But at the end of the day, this thing works awesome for any grinding of any metal. I do want to build my own. There's a young fella that made one on YouTube, and he did an awesome job. I like the way his the whole thing, how his worked, and I'm going to probably do that sometime when I get a chance. But at this moment, I don't have time. So we bought this one. So this is like I say, it's a 2x72. We bought this one because this controller box and the motor would have cost us what we paid for this unit. So this one here gives us all the parts if we do want to make our own. So we will eventually probably do that. But at this time we're going to use this today, and you'll see how easy this tool works with grinding metal. So to put a belt on it, we're going to choose a belt here. We've got quite a slew. There's a 60. We're going to try a 60 grit to start. So we're going to look, see if there's any arrows on there. So my direction of travel to go that way, so we're going to put it here. Put it on this lower belt, and then this tensioner just goes down, and that's it. And that is it. Plug her in and she's ready to go. So you can adjust this fence, so we'll adjust that so it's not going to rub. And this wheel here helps the tracking. So the first thing we want to do is we want to mark what we want here. So we're going to take a marker and we're going to mark it. I've got one already there, but I'm not sure if I like it. So I'll clean that up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark it. I'm going to make it the same as the one my father made me. So we're going to mask steel off with masking tape. We're going to do that. And we're going to use my father's knife that he made. I'm going to lay it on the metal. I'm going to mark an outline. Both sides. Alright. That's going to be square there. And then we're going to come off something like that. Need a straight edge. Alright, so I'm going to cut this off with a mini grinder. I don't need it. So that will give us our shape that we want. So when we did these years ago, like I explained, we did everything on a mini grinder with a grinding wheel. This here tool over here works so much better. Track the belt. We're going to do a quick rough cut here. So I got the shape pretty much shaped out the way I want. I'm going to take a square and square it off here so I've got a straight line for my heel. So I've got some fresh tape on, and I want it to be about here. Square it up. So that'll give my tang a good square edge, and I'll make this parallel with that, and this one parallel with that. Alright, so now we can grind that. So I'm going to take the mini grinder, just use that to square that up. Same thing on the other side. So that'll make my shoulders pretty well square. I think you can see that is square with that. Perfect. Now all I gotta do is grind that there and that there, and we got a pretty good shape going. Now as you can see, it's not getting very hot. I can still hold on to it without gloves or anything. Running nice and straight. So we've got basically what we want as far as the shape. So that's a pretty good start. We're going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to try to cut just a sliver off that, about 1/8 of an inch thick, about like that. About like that. Wonder. So I'm going to drill a hole in this, and that's going to go like that, and we'll figure out how long we want it. So I got my brass for my end, drilled a hole, and I tapped it 1/4 inch, then I welded on 1/4 inch nut, and I'll be able to screw this on and put my pieces in. So I'm going to sand this up a little bit, make it nice so I can get my pieces on, and that's what we're doing. I hope you're enjoying this video, and if you haven't figured out by now, I'm going to give this knife away when I hit 500 subscribers. So I'm at 498 subscribers right now, so like, subscribe, and share. Let's blow this channel up. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll be drawing a name that is going to win this knife. So if you're interested in putting your name in for this knife, I'm going to include my email right there and down below in the comments, so you can send an email and say that you want to be entered in the draw for this knife. So appreciate you watching. Give me some thumbs up, shares, and comments. Subscribe. And the next video we'll be making the handle. And once we have it complete, we will draw the name of the winner, and then we will make a custom sheath that will go with the knife, and we will put the winner's name on the sheath. So thanks for watching. Get out to your trails and enjoy. Have a great night.